Let's get this out of my way. Yay! Wanted to clean it up a little first and paint it before I put it on, but I can do that after I put it on. I'll make it work. That means I need those fenders right there. That'll get them out of there too. And my goal is, once I get that radiator core support put in today, then I can put that in there and get rid of this. Then I'll have a walkway to get back to my parts. Before I weld this on, it's just clamped on right now, I want to make sure that this is the right radiator core support, because I got this off like a 75 or 76 Dart, a 4-door, and then this is off another car, about kind of the same year actually. And what I did was I clamped it on. I lined so that the bumper holes were below this, and there's a round spot here, and then all 4 tabs where they come up. I'm assuming it lines up in there, and so I did the same thing on this side, and that's where I'll spot weld it. That's where I spot weld it. I'll have to do the same thing to the other side. And what I did was I gently closed it. Things look like they lined up, and I had to pull the radiator core support back because this kind of has a slight angle to it. Pulled it back, closed it, and everything stayed. So now my hood is latched for the first time since whoever it was I've had the car before me started working on this thing. Right, Rusty? So now what I'm gonna do is put my fenders on and see if things work, and then I'll probably mock up the bumper and maybe the grill too, so just to make sure, because once I weld it in, it's permanent. Then I have to take it all apart again if it don't. There's my grill with the upside down emblem. Actually, I can't see it from here, but there's my fiberglass bumper. I feel like I'm walking into a warehouse shopping. It's like, oh, I'll buy some fenders, and I'll buy a grill, and a fiberglass bumper. Oh, wait a second. I already have. They're paid in full. I've already bought these. Here's the bumper. Aluminum bumper brackets. There's no way I'd be able to do this with one hand with the real bumper. Oops, I forgot they're not bolted on. I'll go ahead and fall. Okay, there's my bumper. That's what I get for trying to show off for the camera to make a fun video. Okay. I need to tighten that. My guys, I love you. That much closer. At least they're reunited with the car again. Or touching it, I should say. Got the bumpers here. Bumpers, the fenders. How about I record it from over here? where all of this cardboard is gonna go in my wife's garden. That way I can flip the video around and hit record. There we go. How about right there? Put it on time lapse and watch me work really fast. This is what it looks like. However, my clamps, everything's temporary now, are now in my way here. I had to move them so that I could get the fender on right here. This had to come forward and my clamps were in the way. So I relocated them, and now this one's in my way for the grill and the bumper. This one's popped, but it caught on the backside, so it's holding all that. But when I closed the hood, kind of had to slam it, but when I did that, it brought everything down quite a bit, so I might have to take all that into consideration. But I think I kind of had to slam it. There is some adjustment up and down right here for the latch, so I gotta figure all that out before I weld this. But that's why I'm doing this, for problems like that. This is getting interesting. I'm gonna have to make brackets and braces and all sorts of things for this. Right now I just have my wire that it was hanging on the garage on a nail. I wrapped it around the screws up here on my latch, so then, but if I suck that up tight there, that should work there. Then I have a gap here for my, so I can pop the hood right there. So I'll need a gap in between here. I wanted to make full tilt overs on this, and then all this would all be one piece, but maybe down the road. And then I just set my bumper on a couple pieces of wood and on my stool. Kind of what it will be like-ish. Of course, you guys know what a 70 Duster looks like. So we'll see. I need to get a front valance, and I'd like to find a front spoiler for the car if I can. So I guess one of my main concerns is a radiator core support where it dropped down when I closed the hood. Do I need to come up more, put it back where it was? Does the car have too much of a slope or too much pressure on my hood, if that's the case? I mean, it seems to look okay. If anything, it give it more of a slope going down if it's not creating any havoc or making my fenders do anything weird back here. What do you think, Rusty? I need your help. I gotta figure out what to do here. I would like to close this gap up right there. I'd like the stance for the car to be down lower so that the wheels are tucked more in there, so it has a lower profile so it don't look like a truck. Of course, right now I do have the car on blocks, so they're sitting on that. After comparing notes to other cars, this is exactly about where it's supposed to be. About 1 spot weld width from the bottom of the frame. That's what it was on my Charger and on Kelly's 70 Dart Swinger. The other cars had bumpers on, so I couldn't see that. But so apparently this is where it goes. So I'm glad I checked. Well, it's burnt in now. Oh, what's this? It's a bed frame rod. Let's make a brace from here to there so that we can have a full radiator in there. It ain't gonna get top heavy and push back. I'll reinforce it off this bar here and weld it onto that. So I think I will cut it roughly about right there. Got the sun blaring, sorry. And about right, well, I got some holes up here on the very tip of that. I want to cut those off. Help me decide, Rusty. Should I make this bar parallel to the existing bar? Or should I come like down here and go parallel to the frame just a little bit below it? I don't know. I might just do this. I'll probably just do this. It'll be a lot easier and still look good. Check this out. Everything works. Lots of clearance in there, so radiator's just sitting in there for now. Thank you for helping me decide, Rusty. You want to go play? Let's go play. It's your turn. Okay, that looks about level there. I could put a torpedo level on it, but all I gotta do is eyeball it and that'll mark it. And how I figured out the height, what I'll do is come even with my motor plate right there where it starts to slope down, and then as the motor plate, as I come right to the edge of it, like right there, then I mark my line kind of even with the motor plate. So disregard that first line that I made right there. So that way I'll know I'm even on both sides. What do you think, Rusty? You're looking at me, but how about that? Ta-da! And when you're looking down at it, parallel to the frame. So what I did was took a pencil and marked on the tube where it needed to go. I needed to make another adjustment to make it even with that one. So this will be a little below that line. But next I'll take my grinder and grind off the paint in this area where my line is. And then I will zap it in. Well, it is what it is. Not the greatest, but I'm still learning. But I've got good penetration, so that's what matters. There it is. Here's the other side. I started on that very end, and I had my settings off, so I had to crank them up. And then I did this side with it turned up. So if anyone's wondering what my welds look like, kind of flat on that side. I spread it too thin, but it's just holding the radiator, so nothing major. My disclaimer, I did not do the rest of the welds on the rest of the car, except for the dash when I made that. Works for me. Seriously. So I goofed. I knew it was too good to be true. Well, today is Tuesday the 18th? Wednesday. My wife's over there. And the No Name Nationals is starting today, and I'm in Spokane, Washington. I just finished working on the Duster, still to the very deadline. Even though I knew I couldn't make it with the car, I kept plugging forward. And so I just welded in those braces for the radiator core support to stabilize it. And let me flop this around so I can go from there. My buddy helped me the whole time, as many of you have noticed. I still got a long ways to go in the car, believe it or not, but it's together, and I got some adjusting to do to make things right. But for the most part, it's getting there. Confession time. When I welded this on, I hammered it forward to make everything tight, and it put this at an angle. And when I did that, it threw this off by about an inch. So now my fenders aren't wanting to fit right and all that fun stuff. Lesson learned. Got glass in. Window to wash. But it's getting there. Now I have a flight I gotta go catch in a few hours, and I'm on my way. It's been fun. I've enjoyed myself. And I've enjoyed my buddy with me the whole time. And my wife, she's like, and you got some honeydews to do. Some time working on the car, time working with her. That's the way it is, kind of a trade. I work on my car, I throw the toys for the boys. Guess what I get to do? A little angle there equals a big angle up here. Instead of tack welding it and putting my fenders on and then doing everything like I should have, I was in a hurry to get to the airport that day for the No Name Nationals. But now I'm an inch off here. My radiator, it don't even sit right in there. So what I'm gonna do is cut everything off and undo everything that I just welded, because I know how to fix all this, because I don't want to have to live with this. Because that just says, idiot, you don't know what you're doing, which is true. I don't. I'm still learning. I'll admit it too. try it again.
That was easy.
Thanks for watching.